Hello and welcome back to episode 7 of the Savage Lands Season 2. And today is the day that I strongly hope for fresh dwarven workforce to arrive at our beloved fortress here, because it is about time that we really get to go past our beginnings. So I really hope that today we're going to see finally the new immigrants, and that's mainly because I got so many big plans. There's just we got all the tools at hand. The only thing we don't have are the hands to swing those tools, basically. So I'm quite eager to see the new people swarming towards our fortress as soon as they do, but until they do, sadly it seems that there is still quite a long way to go for us. Anyways, I'm quite positive that we're going to see the reinforcements as of today, but I also want to prepare myself for the next caravan. While I was going through my oversights in the fortress, I noticed this little problematic thing here. So, I mean, this chasm is deep. I mean, and when I say deep, I mean really deep. I mean, look at me go here. We're like almost 60 height levels from the opening, and it seems to go downstairs still. So I'm not too worried about anything intruding my fortress at this point, but at the same time I feel like it is a way smarter idea to just seal that off, alright? Because it's always worth checking out where there are breaches in your system. So altogether, I really want to know what it lies beyond in the deeps. We really should go and check out what we can find there. So I'm going to dig down a few staircases because, we're literally just waiting right now. There's nothing I can do besides of exploring the mountain a little bit more. Because as far as I see things, it seems as if we have a cavern layer 1. The game has 3 cavern layers typically. And the cavern layer 1 seems to stretch from -20 all the way down to -80. This is one of the deepest tier 1 cavern layers that I've seen in my life. So we're going to go for some strategic probing here. So check this out. There's some gemstone. I'm always happy to find some gemstone. Rock crystal even. Rock crystal is interesting insofar as it is a material that we can use to produce higher quality glass, but maybe not today. So when I scroll down 10 levels here, I notice that we're not going to hit any solid ground. So let's check this out like that. This place is really tricky, There's a lot of area that is just hanging out in the open when I'm trying to establish some foothold down there. Well, we're going to see what this will bring us. Until then, I should probably bring up a bookkeeper one day soon, but not for today. I'm way too curious to see what we'll find down there. So at least the food and drink production seems to be really in a smooth motion, and there's more gemstone for us. That's absolutely brilliant. I'm thrilled. More gemstone is really good news, because that's exactly what I need to make some good trades with my brothers from the mountain home. So brothers and sisters, of course. We're not gender specific here. Okay, so digging out another shaft, Dad. Let's see, can we go 10 levels downstairs here? Probably. Maybe not. We're going to find out. As just with the last time, I'm staggering this a little bit. So we have, if anything bad happens here, then I can easily seal off an entire wing of these. It's much easier to do that if you have it segmented somehow. We have segments of 10 levels here. Oh, there's even more gemstone. Let's chop that out. Good thing that I'm double checking those staircases every now and then. Alright. I still want to try if we are able to hit rock bottom, you know? That would be really, really amazing. There we go. Let's check out how deep that vein goes. Oh, I bet it's just a small cluster, but I prefer to check exactly what's happening there instead of just assuming. Oh well. It's low value gemstone, sadly. So we're not exactly getting too much out of that. There's marble. Okay. That's practically all we need for steel. That's, I don't know if this was the first flux stone to cross our way. And here goes Gabbro. So I'd say with the Gabbro layer, we're probably at the deepest layer, or at the igneous intrusive stuff here. So yeah, just like I thought, we've struck another hollow ground. Damn. So well. Well. Got here 2 levels that are open. Damn. Okay, so we got to dislodge these and get ourselves downstairs here a little bit more into that direction. Oh boy. So it starts to get fragmented here everywhere. Oh, jeez. So we're probably going to go and use that pillar. So descending this down here is a lot more difficult than I thought. We're going to bring up some floor above that here. Let's use the stones that are close by so we can seal off this little thing here. And I just noticed that we got a similar problem with that staircase. So we're going to make it like that. Just want to make sure that there is no breach into the fortress at any point. That is unacceptable. Alright, Ilmenite. For whatever reason, the game is considering Ilmenite as something it wants to show me here. Well, early summer has begun. I really hope that this is going to be the last season for us without extra help in hands. We've prepared pretty much everything we could, and therefore, it's about time, you know? So, yeah, that's more like it. Here we can't go downstairs 10 levels without breaking a sweat here. Perfect. And now the holes here have been closed. It's also really important. And those pillars, they grow quite flimsy. It's, this place is really, really interesting. It's, I didn't expect a formation like that, okay? Well, turns out Shin Mistim has a lot of mysteries for us in store. So I want to make sure that we're not overproducing our stockpile in our stockpiles too excessively. So 2,000 drink and let's see, 1,000 meals. Well, probably want 2,000 meals and let's say 5,000 drink. I just realized that we technically always need way more drink than we need food, so our stockpiles of both should be sufficiently high. Okay, so I enjoy my scouting trip that we can do with our low population. You know, it's the best we can do because bigger construction projects are just not really feasible with just that low amount of people. Military, also not really feasible. Smithies, I know. We're needing some more firepower here before we can realize bigger projects. Okay, so I really hope that this pillar won't let me down. And let's see, it's still around 10 levels deeper. That's good news. So we're getting closer to the bottom of this affair. There we go. So, yeah, but, yeah, it's just like I assumed. The bottom of this nightmare here is just water. Just like I thought it would be. Most of the time when I had these canyons, this type of layout was most of the time just like that. At the bottom, some water, and that's that. Alright, with some trees growing in that water that you're somehow supposed to chop down, I think. Okay, we're going to go down to this level, right? Alright. So my dogs are getting stung by honeybees. Yeah, that ain't much to think about, I think. I hope. So now we're one level below. I'm going to go one further level below. And then we are going to go 10 more levels below. But I also want to carve out a larger section of that thing here. Because that's going to be the first real layer below the sea. And we're at minus 106. Our city itself is sitting at minus 6, so... Well, we went down deep quite aggressively, didn't we? So let's put that on a new hotkey. Because I think that's absolutely necessary here, so let's put that on Shift F1. And, well, I'm afraid that's all we can do for now. Alright, there's Gabbro down there. I mean, there will be deeper cavern layers after all. Pineapple opal, alright? Or gemstone. I'm happy about that. I mean, it's literally at the end of the world, but, whatever. We're just dwarven around. So, and we struck... awesome. We struck the next level of the caverns already. Okay. So, let's make sure we're drilling a hole here. So... and moving away a little bit from there. Then getting to the actual surface of things. Petitions. A bard. No thanks, we already got one bard. I don't want to overdo it, you know? Goodo. So we're going to erase these two staircases here. Business as usual by now. But we finally struck ground on to the second cavern layer. That's at least something. Not that I feel as if it is a fair deal or anything like that, but it is, you know... It is at least a point that, a area that we can work with, you know? I'm not sure how long it'll take until I actually set foot into this area, for real, you know? But we certainly will make sure to try our best there. So, and I want to have another project drilling down a staircase here. Okay, so when the first people come from the mountain home here, we will have a magnificent knowledge about the underground here. So there's more water. I'm really eager to claim this area at some point. While the canyons might be not too interesting, I mean, they are mostly appealing in terms of minerals, you know? When we go, where is it again? When we check out these areas here, that for example, that's a good example. So here we can really dig out a lot of stone, a lot of mineral to work with. That's pretty brilliant, but down here, we can acquire wood. I mean, it's not as if we need wood that desperately. Still no migrants. Gosh. I don't know why we're getting tested so hard. But probably that's just me being impatient. I mean, I'm using my time here very good. You know? We are far away from being able to beat us through the entirety of that area here, sure. But we definitely can go for some safe explorations. we procure a lot of gemstone, which are pretty good because that means when the next autumn will arrive, we will be able to do a lot of trading with the mountain home, and that's always good. We will surely be able to buy something useful, and most importantly, we will increase our reputation. Okay, now that ain't what I had in mind, so let's stop that immediately. Stop this buffoonery. Oh, jeez. So first off, we do what we always do. We drill a new hole here. Nah, I said drilling a hole, not mining. Okay. And then we got to delete that. This is a safety problem. All right. There we go. And let's put floors on top of that. You know the drill already. Good. So we are safe to say that this is not the direction to go. That's interesting. I mean, that's a really, really interesting layout of the caverns this time. It's also seemingly a very, very rich environment in terms of resources and everything. I do like that. I just hope that we're going to see some workers down here in time. I mean, it's just 100 levels below the Earth from the city. So, should take a moment until somebody arrives. So these areas are now not really claimable with the amount of people that I got available. I would need to relay my entire city into that area if I'd be trying to get that whole ordeal down with the people I got. Basically, I would need to build up my city core in the caverns, which is something I really wanted to do since a long time, but I never made it. So I really hope that they're going to close these holes in the floor ASAP, because I'm a little bit scared. But I shouldn't be that much scared. The thing is, if anything would prowl up these staircases, they would run into our miners first. And miners are very proficient with their pickaxes. And the standard monster downstairs, if it ain't an ogre or a troll or anything, should be more afraid about the miner's pickaxe than about anything else. Pickaxes can be quite deadly. So, gosh darn it. Still making me way more nervous than I like it. But at least there's, at this point of the game, almost no chance of a ancient beast showing up. So, the only risk is regular cavern dwellers. So, I'd say we are as safe as possible down here right now. So, more low-quality gemstones are popping up. Can't say that I'm ungrateful for that. So let's go down 10 more levels here. And when are you guys finally starting to work on those walls? So we found... What did we find here, actually? So it looks like we've breached into layer 3. And the rest of layer 3 is just more water. Because here I see already warm stone. And that's probably a marker that we're getting closer to the magma sea. Whatever might be the case, this mission is something we need to abort immediately, because we're very close to drilling our hole into a body of water, which would be foolish. Very, very foolish. So we're going to put a lid on this and, you know, let's make sure that we're canceling the rest of this for now. I mean, obviously, we need to drill a hole at a different point, but one thing at a time. You know, one thing at a time. Right now, I feel like we've overstretched the reach of our fortress already by a lot. because, you know, these are still not being constructed. That's that's not good. But it can't take forever. Ah, yeah, here. Now there's finally somebody on the doing the good work, you know. There we go. Like a boss. Finally. Alright, now I'm feeling better again. This was just, you know, whenever there is a breach to the rest of my fortress, I immediately feel endangered and unwell. You know, it's just not as it should be. Okay, late summer is coming. I have a good feeling that we're going to see the next caravan with some new things that we can require, and luckily we got a lot of money to work with, so quite happy about that. So we ain't got no pigtail seeds. That's something that I really need to change. We either buy them now from our friends from the caravan, or we're going to harvest some from the outside world, whatever might be the case. Let's fill that cistern, or tunnel that thing a little bit more. I want that cistern really deep, you know. Right now we're 1, 2, 3. It's going to be the 4th level. I want more than that. Filling the cistern will be super easy because we're just going to pipe a little bit of the river water in there. That's going to be all it takes. Or at least I hope it will be that easy. I mean, we will have to find a way to relay all that stuff over to this point, but I mean, that should be the least of my worries. It should be connectable to the cistern somehow. Good, good. So, the summer is reaching its end. Sadly, I do see so many jobs that just don't get finished and all. Item blocking site. What kind of item is blocking the site of that? I don't really understand the error messages here. What does block the site there? There should be nothing blocking the site, to be honest. Anywho, oh wow, that's 416 blocks that we need. We don't have that many. Okay. But little by little, we're carving out that fortress here. I like it. I really, really like it. The only thing I don't like is the low amount of workers that we got. I know I'm repeating myself, but it's really freaking me out a tad bit. So I'm going to relay my focus onto this area. And, well, my plan is to build up a barracks at some point in here, where we're going to train some military. It's going to conquer that layer of the depths for us. But, well, it's still going to be a long, long time until we get there, for sure. But, well, we gotta start somewhere, you know. Oh, look at that. Probably among all that forage, there is a bit of pigtail that we can pick up here. I do see a bit of pigtail. Probably this can kickstart our production. That would be really, really good. Because I'm a little bit sad about the fact that this happened. So my expedition leader is using this as his office. So we really should change something about that. This, my good sir, ain't an office that's worthy of your status. So we are going to carve a little bit of a pathway over here and a little bit of a pathway over here. So since this is a military fortress, we're going to go for a very, very standardized look on these floors. High efficiency, much repetition. That's you know, that's what you get when your entire fortress is basically a huge barracks. But we're on a good path. the moment I got the workers, I'm going to crank up many, many things. And we're going to have a good time here. What's bothering me the most about the current situation is that we are so low on workers that the whole time all that hauling is not getting done, and that is really, really displeasing me. We are not hauling fast enough. We're just not hauling fast enough. But I think that's just something we have to accept for now. I mean, on the plus side, I feel like it's brilliant. The kind of progress we made today down here is already something. I mean, it doesn't look like much, but for one, we found a way to breach those canyons, and those canyons were quite resilient when it came down to breaching, and we've accessed the second layer of the caverns. You know, we might have not much of a foothold there yet, but we will get there. And setting up a cage farm, something where we can catch animals and help our food industry with, is really relatively easily set up. You know, we can provide there a pretty simple trap that will give us access to all the fun critters and in the subterranean. And that is even without needing any military. But at the same time, stuff won't work out if we don't have enough working hands here. That's right now the biggest issue. But, you know, autumn has just begun, and therefore I totally expect to see the caravan very soon. And probably with that, finally, we will stop being so undersupplied. Yep, we definitely got us some pigtail. So, if I understand things correctly, that should be already enough to kickstart all the things that I want to kickstart. Because that pigtail is going to get processed at the loom. Or at the farmer's workshop first. Speaking about which, do I actually have plant processing on the list? We process plants to bags, we process plants too. Great. Okay. Just wanted to make sure that we don't have a faulty system. Okay, so there we go. I really hope that the caravan will hit town soon. But for the given speed that we got, Dwarves of Brightness portals have achieved already so much. The entire Forge district is already, you know, it's just working. It's just waiting for workers. The city core is just waiting for citizens, and you know, there's a lot of goodness in this fortress. We just need to access it correctly. So I want to bring up a little office for our expedition leader down here instead of up there, because, you know, it just doesn't look nice, doesn't it? All right. So, wherever we will find magma down there, it will be really, really hard for us to get that upstairs. I don't see a realistic way of getting that done, to be fair. So we're going to work with wood the majority of the time. I mean, looking at my biome here, I got lots of trees. It will be not much of a problem to work with just what's growing here, you know? There's trees everywhere. And if we actually manage to deplete the trees up here, there's still gonna be more trees downstairs in the caverns, because the tier 2 caverns, as far as I see things, will be extremely useful for us. So the outpost liaison has arrived, and it is time for us to trade. So I'm going to bring up the gemstone block here, the gemstone bin here. At the beginning of every fortress, the gemstones are among the easiest tradable goods, in my opinion at least. So the first monster slayer has applied to a fortress. I'm saying no for today, because, you know, we don't have the necessary personnel for that, the necessary architecture for that. Okay, so let's see what we got in the trade depot for today, and with that trade, I'm also going to slowly fade into the outro for today, because I feel like that's going to be a good point. I bet that once this caravan has gone, there will be finally a message to the mountain home for us to be staffed out with new people, because, you know, the current situation is really weighing down heavy on me. I don't even know what to order from these. We have pretty much everything we require, so the only thing that I'm going to order is a bit of cloth and silk and leather, because these things are notoriously difficult to be produced in your own fortress. Just my personal experience. Okay, my friends, so I'm going to trade here a bit, and we're going to see where that'll lead us. Oh yeah, I got fuel. I thank you so much for watching, everybody. We're going to continue there next time. Feel free to leave me your comments. I'm absolutely positive that one day in the near future we will even see more workers here at Brightness Portals, promise. But until then, it will take a little bit longer, I guess. So, leave a thumbs up on that video. It really helps a lot to make this series more visible. I keep repeating that only because it is so really much the case. And we're going to see each other in the next episode, I hope. And until then, have a wonderful time. And see you guys next time.